I'm headed directly at the guy that just called in, only the tower controller thinks I'm not with him anymore.
I'm Jason Miller, a full-time professional flight instructor. On the Finer Points channel, you can join me as I bring you tips and tricks that I've learned from 20 years on the flight line. Hello aviators, welcome back to the Finer Points. You know, air traffic control's primary mission is to separate air traffic in flight, and we as pilots have to work with them to achieve that goal. We have processes in place, things like readbacks, to make sure that everybody is clearly understanding what they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. But it is a system with limitations, right? Like only one person can talk at once and all of that sort of stuff. So anyway, not to throw anybody under the bus in this video, but there was a great learning moment recently when I went out to film where the airport was obviously really quiet due to current events. And right after I took off, leaving a Class Delta airport, the tower controller told me frequency change approved. So normally a Coyote Hills departure is just like a right downwind departure with a left turn here by the cement plant and out to this reporting point called Coyote Hills. It's a reporting point, so folks inbound and outbound will use it as a reference. Normally, tower will keep control of you until you are at least clear of the airspace as you progress over toward Coyote Hills. But on this particular day, just after takeoff, while I was right here on the upwind, tower told me that frequency change was approved.
06 Romeo Alpha, remain outside the Bravo airspace, frequency change approved.
Yeah, outside the Bravo, frequency change approved, 106 Romeo Alpha. Alright, I want to point something out to you guys. This is pretty sloppy air traffic control, so I'm going to go back to his frequency. He told me a frequency change was approved right after I took off, so I'm well inside the Class Delta airspace. The reason that's sloppy is, I don't know, what if he just, like what if I did that? What if I switched frequencies and he just got a call now, it's a flight of 5, military helicopters transitioning his airspace, and I can't hear that because he told me to go ahead and change frequencies while I'm still right in the middle of his airspace. So I think I'm going to hang with him for just a little while. All right, now clearly I don't have to stay on his frequency. He just told me frequency change approved, but normally the way it would work is I would stay on his frequency until I was clear of the airspace, and maybe even a little beyond that if all things were equal. So I elected to not change the frequency because I thought it was a little bit dangerous and maybe a little bit lazy for the controller to say that to me. What if there's airplanes inbound?
San Carlos Tower, Bonanza 6232 Victory, Coyote Hills, India landing.
6332 Victory, San Carlos Airport, cement plant, with 30.
Report to fifth left, 3032 Victory.
Perfect example. I'm headed directly toward the Coyote Hills. I'm headed directly at the guy that just called in, only the tower controller thinks I'm not with him anymore. He thinks he doesn't know if I heard that or not. Why change frequencies right when I'm in the middle of his airspace, especially when I'm headed now toward traffic at Coyote Hills? Sure enough, there was an airplane inbound. So, I'm really happy that I didn't change the frequency. Also a great reminder to not only carry a Sentry with your ForeFlight, but to make sure you Bluetooth your headset. Here I'm wearing the Bose A20, which is really easy to Bluetooth, but there's a lot of them that you can use to Bluetooth. That way you can audibly hear the traffic alerts you're getting from your iPad. This kind of brings up another topic too. Some people ask me, do I contact the tower if I'm flying over the top of the airspace, or do I just fly over if I'm, on top and clear? And I think that you should default toward better situational awareness for everybody. So even if you're not technically in the airspace, I always tune in the frequency and I generally tell the tower that I'm there, even if they say okay, whatever. Most of them are appreciative and say thank you and give me an altimeter setting. That way everybody is on the same page. Another great learning moment from this flight was just how fast this controller was talking.
106 Romeo Alpha, San Carlos Tower, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
I know those guys do it all day long. They say the same things all day long. So again, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus because we all work together, but he was definitely talking fast. I don't think you could talk any faster. And one of the things I learned recently that I want to share with you when I was doing those daily Instagram live sessions during quarantine, which by the way are all up on Patreon, I talked with Romeo Hotel from Opposing Bases, who's an air traffic controller, and he told me you can actually tell air traffic control to talk slower.
I know this is easier said than done, so don't take it the wrong way. It's okay to say, please slow down. You're talking a million miles an hour. And even if you laugh when you're saying that, it might make them, it might make them pull back a little bit. Hey, you know what? But they're really succeeding maybe 99% of the time in delivering their message, so they think it's okay, until someone says, hey, man, you are speaking a million miles an hour. Please slow down just a little bit. And coming from an instructor, you could say that. Your tone is, I feel like you, Jason, could deliver that message in an effective way.
I got to be honest, it would have not occurred to me in a million years to say that to an air traffic controller.
And that's a point I want to make. We're humans too. We have a book, we have rules, we have phraseology, but we can speak, we can use our own brain and, say things that aren't necessarily in the book. And I've been told I'm talking too fast. I've been in the room when other controllers have been told, hey, slow down. You're speaking a million miles an hour. That's okay. I'm not going to take offense to that.
I learned later that speak slower is actually a term in the pilot controller glossary, which is a book, meant to help communication between the two groups. Anyway, great learning moments there, and good stuff to talk about. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you've had any similar experiences. Also, remember that when you renew your AOPA membership, add Pilot Protection Services. There's a 3-day free trial for Ground School. If you have not yet seen our Ground School app, it's a private pilot knowledge app for the iPad. Just search the App Store for Ground School using your iPad. You'll find us. Also, we are doing our mountain trip this summer. It's the only adventure trip, the only airplane camp trip that's getting off. So if you're interested in coming out and social distancing with us in August, please come to learnthefinerpoints.com. To check that out and to get your free gift video. I'm done talking now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. I'm Jason Miller, and until next time, be safe and fly your best.